Hey, what's going on, guys? X here, and today I thought we'd take a look at the Transformers Masterpiece MP-26 Road Rage. So we're finally getting our first female character in the Masterpiece line, and it is just a repaint, retool of tracks. There's a couple of things different, so I will get into that. We're going to do the transformation from car to robot and back to car. We'll also go over its flight mode and everything like that as well. There's a couple of things that I wish were a little bit different on her. The one being, I wish this was red paint. Instead, it's just the red plastic. But Dakota was letting me know that, that's how the G1 type Road Rage came out, where it was just the red plastic. So it kind of homages that. Okay, but I think red paint would have been so pretty. So, this is pretty much what you get. You get the silver in here. You get the Tampergraphed Autobot logo on there with the flames, which is really nice. The Corvette symbols on the front and back. You're gonna have a little bit of black paint here at the front of the car. Yeah, that'll focus. And you do have some red tail lights, so you can see it's a little bit different color red, or it's actually red paint, so it will kind of differ a little bit there. So anyways, clean undercarriage. You can see right there, really can't tell that it would transform into a robot. Just very clean. So I like that. You do see the head from the window, but it's just black. So unless you knew what it was, you probably couldn't figure it out. But very nice. It doesn't have any. I don't think the windows are tinted that much. Maybe they are just a hint, but they're not like super dark or anything, so you can see in there. But anyway, some of the accessories that she comes with, or some of the stuff she does come with, she comes with her card, instructions, and this little thing right here. She comes with two sets of mirrors, and as you can see, they do have that silver paint. They kind of make it look like it's a mirror on one end, and you would plug those on both sides over here. I don't have that done just because I haven't even opened these yet, but Trax, he had a problem with them falling out, and I'm going to leave her in robot mode, so I don't really need them, but there you go. Does come with the gun, and this is what Track's gun looks like as well if you're talking G1 toy, so it's very cool to have this. Does a couple of different things, which I'll get into. You also get the little bitty mini twin cast, so you can get a little nice look at him. Let's see if we'll focus up there. A little Tampergraph Autobot logo on there. There's some nice little paint, stuff like that, so pretty cool. And then you also get this accessory which will fit to the front of the car where the license plate is. So anyways, let's go into the flight mode. She does not come with a stand, so we're going to be using tracks. And the first thing we're going to do is just pull these back just like so. Hopefully I remember how to do this. This section right here and this section here is tabbed in, so you're just going to have to grab that and kind of pull it back just like that. Before you do anything else with this, we're going to come out with the arms. Same thing with that. You see these two silver pieces right here. This is going to slide that way. This one's going to slide that way. So it's like 2 clicks. There we go. We got them both on that one right there. And you have a couple of different bends here. So you have a bend right there. So you're going to bend down, bend that down. And then right here you have another bend. You're going to bend that up and that up. Go ahead and square the wheels up just like so. And then you're going to extend the arms. And have the nice paint showing right there. And those are going to tab here onto the sides, but we'll do that here in a second. The next thing we're going to do is pull these back and around and just leave them like this. The same with this. And I like to, it doesn't really say, but I like to kind of leave these little missiles out. I think it looks cool. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to leave those out just like that. And we can get those tabbed into the side. And we're going to bring this back around and connect that where it was originally. There we go. That one came untabbed. I was having problems with it earlier. That one didn't really want to go in there. But once we get that back, then you can do the wheels. You want to extend these wings last. There's that little missile. And we can go ahead and put this section, it just come from the top first and then push in the bottom, just like so. You know what? I forgot to... You know, I was forgetting something. The little fins, gotta push those. There we go. And then bring those around. Go ahead and put that back where it was. And then this section here, the gun, what you're going to do is you push down on the handle and extends right there. And that's going to plug in where you would normally plug in the stand, but she doesn't come with one. So go ahead and plug that in pretty tight. Getting that straightened out. She does look, you know, pretty cool that way. So you can take track stand, and there is a hole at the bottom of the gun, so you can put that on her. I haven't tried this out yet, but yeah, so if you wanted to have her on the stand and maybe Trax just in robot mode and he's just chilling on the ground or whatever, you could do that. Unfortunately, you know, we didn't get a stand for her. It would have been cool, but that's fine. But I did want to show that off in case you guys were wondering if you could use the stand on her. All right, now to put her into her robot mode, I'm going to take this little piece off right here. I'm going to take the gun off, go ahead and push this down. So now she's got the handle for her robot mode. And undo the arms right here. With this section here, we'll go ahead and push those down. You're going to grab again right here and just pull that out. This section, just go ahead and come out with this, and I go ahead and flip these over, just like so. And I'll leave them right about there. Go ahead and put the wings up, and rotate this section, and just kind of leave it hanging here in the back, like that. With this section, you're going to come straight with these again. So bend right here forward. If you weren't going from, you know, to flight mode, you would have never bent them. So they would have just stayed just like so. These are going to come up all the way until they can't go anymore. You have these two little notches right here. There's two tabs here in the chest. They're going to fit and lock that into place. So you're going to come up with the chest section. Before you go all the way up, go ahead and fish the head out and go ahead and pull that like so. And you can see that tab and that tab are going to lock those arms into place, just like so. You can go ahead and flip this around. Give her Autobot logo there on her chest. And then with this section, I'm going to open these up, just like so, and they're going to come around and fill out the back. Give the waist a turn. If you want to, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. This section and this section are going to just come over this and just set. There you go, and that's going to be like what the top looks like, except we need to do the hands. So just come down with this, rotate until it can go through that hole. And there's that hand. Do the same thing with this one. And there is from here up done. Now with the legs, I've had this problem with tracks. I've had it I've got it with her. I've only transformed her once to kind of loosen it up a little bit. This peg that's connecting the front of this does not want to release. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get this hood up. Try not to break anything. There we go. We got it. All right. All right. So with the hood, you come up with it. You're going to come down. Do the same thing with this one. Come down all the way. Then we're going to look at it from this, excuse me, this side. You're going to come out with the leg and pull the foot up. There is a tab. Let's see here. There's a tab right there, and that's going to fit into right there. You hear that pop, so you know you've got it in there. Rotate this before you plug anything in. Then you're going to rotate this in, this little section. And it just kind of extends this to where the foot's closer to it. Something I forgot to do in the tracks review, so I apologize about that. But then you can go ahead and rotate that and push the leg in. We're going to do the same thing with this one here. So you're going to pull out like this, start to come down, get that foot and put that ankle in there. The way it locks the foot into place. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if you heard that or not, but we got it in there now. You can bring the foot down before you lock that in and just bring this out of the way. I'm going to rotate this in, and you can swing this around and go ahead and push this section in. And we've got our legs done now. And you can do kind of like with the missiles however you want. I just kind of leave them pointed like so. And also you can kind of adjust these however you like, but just need to make sure we have the arms. They're not locked up. There we go. All right, give you guys a little 360 of her. Want to make sure everything's on camera for you. There's some nice paint. Some of it is like, I guess, digitally put on, so the feet are digitally put on, but then you have the white paint here. The red and white right here is paint. This red and white is paint as well. This is probably digitally put on, the red and white up here. And this is red paint. You can see she's got some nice blue eyes. So again, you know, one of the negatives with this is the way the backpack section is. If it would just, you know, fit a little bit better. Unfortunately, the same problem was with Trax. But she does have, you know, one other that's not design-wise, but just kind of a flaw, and I'll point that out. Trax had the same issue, but it was with a different leg. This leg right here is just a little bit loose. So whenever you put her in, you know, some kind of pose, that it might, you know, kind of throw it off balance. So you just have to make sure that it's, you know, in the position that you want, and then you can leave it on your shelf. Trax, again, had the same issue, but it was with his left leg. So as far as this one's completely tight. All these joints are really tight. It's just that one issue that I wanted to point out. Now with her rifle here, there is a square peg, so it will just go right through the hand. But then there's that peg up top, and you have a peg back here. So if you just try to put it in her hand, she's going to drop it. It's not going to fit. You have to snap that other little bitty peg in there. You hear that it snapped, and now it's in there good. It's not going to fall out. Now you're not going to be able to rotate the wrist on this one whenever that gun's in, but that's okay. As far as articulation goes, the head, it doesn't have anything to lock the neck into place, but the head, it does go left or right. It will go up and down, and it does go side to side, pretty good. So it's on a ball joint there. The shoulders can go back and forth this way. They can turn a little bit this way, but again, the wing kind of gets in the way of what you're wanting to do. So that's unfortunate. It can go in and out. It can rotate here at the bicep. It can also bend 90 degrees there at the wrist. The wrist, if you don't have the gun in it, it will rotate, and the hands are a clamp, and those will just open and shut. The waist does rotate. The legs, they go front, back, out all the way. They do have a thigh bend right there, or it rotates right there. It's another very, very tight joint. The knees will bend almost 90 degrees. The feet, they can tilt all kinds of ways. So you can see that it would never even need to be in that position, but it will rotate that way, and it goes down and forward. So a lot of nice movement there in the feet. And just kind of get her in a group shot here with tracks and do a couple of comparisons for you guys. And we'll go back to car mode. See if I can get that gun in there. There we go. That's I guess the other thing. It was bad on, I wasn't having issues earlier, but same on tracks, to where these tabs and the shoulders, they don't stay very well. But there's her boyfriend or whatever. There's Bumblebee, so you can kind of get an idea for comparison there. And then there's MP-10, so you can see where they stack up against him. Alright, so to go back into the car mode, just remove the gun here. Go ahead and flip this around, and we're going to start with the legs. And make sure the thighs are straight. Otherwise, the rest of this isn't going to line up correctly. We'll go ahead and rotate here. Oh, some of the things that I'd point out. Obviously, the head is different with tracks. You also have, the waist being different. The legs are rounded to where tracks are, kind of like a square pattern there. And then also up here, this is a different design as well. Those are the things that I kind of identified. Everything else looks pretty much the same. But go ahead and rotate this section here. Put the legs back together. Just separate this section here, come down with that. That way we can gain access to this area here and rotate that out. We'll go ahead and spin that in. And this, we just need to undo that tab that's holding that ankle into place. There we go, bringing the foot around to the front, and you can push this side in and make sure the foot is down. Do the same thing with this one over here. You'll pull out, get this little thing out of the way here, and this is what we need to gain access to. Pull that around, and then we can come down with this. And untab that section there. And you can push that into place there. All right, you just want to make sure that the thighs are lined up correctly. And this will pull these back and start connecting this and start connecting that. So there is the front of the car done. There we go. All right, so with this section here, we're just going to release this. Going to come down with this. You can see that there is a notch, there's a peg there. That's going to fit into that section, and then this will close up. If these don't, want to fit in there from the very beginning, don't worry about it. Though once we come down with this, it'll kind of set on top of this section and lock it into place. Do the same thing with this one. Just kind of line it up to where it needs to be. And then you can come down with this. You just need to make sure you get the window over these little screw things or rods. Come up with this, put the head down, and then fit this on top. And you can see that it kind of holds these into place now. So now you got those tabs working, and the windshield is setting on top of those two tabs. All right, with the arms, we'll rotate that. You're going to push this section in. Make sure it's all the way over, so usually 2 clicks. Or that one, it just goes over like it's supposed to. The hands, I'm going to swamp these around and pull that down. Do the same thing with this one here. And with the wheels, just come down just like so. You're going to bend here and rotate this until you see this little, these tabs, and you can see it on top there, to where they're facing the inside. And do the same thing with this one. So basically you're going to see the top of the hands, and then one's going to fit these two tabs, one's going to go on top, one's going to go on bottom. There we go. Get those to tighten up a little bit. Then with this section, you're going to grab these missiles and bend those around. Do them like so. And then you can start coming down with this section here, filling out the tail lights again and laying those missiles down on the inside of the window. And pressing those. All right, now with this section, just come down and snap those tabs in. There we go. And then just make sure that those are still pressed down. Come around and you have a little tab right there. There's a little hole right there. Try to get it in there as best you can. There we go. And just give it, a nice push. And you have Road Rage back into her car mode, so not too bad. This is, I don't say it's the most difficult transformation. I think MP-09 is, but it's one that it's not as easy as the others. And also, whenever you go into the flight mode, there's a lot of little things that you got to remember. So that's one of those things that, I'll more than likely, once I get done with this, I'll put her in robot mode, and she'll probably be that way, for the rest of the time that I have her. So, but anyways, pretty decent. If you're only going to get one, obviously I'd go with Trax, but it's really cool to have the very first, female, character in the Masterpiece line. So anyways, thanks a lot, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.